Hello there. I have gained a new subscriber. I checked my inbox today, so I saw he sent me a bunch of questions and he wants me to answer them immediately. I look at his photo and he looks pretty much like Kyle Pounds. He has this beard and a very large beard, a big beard. And he has some questions that he sent me. Those are quite easy to answer. And the last questions are a bit more difficult questions. So I will see if I can answer the first ones, the easy ones. Would you take up an offer to go mountain biking with Kyle Pounds? Was the first question. That would be totally awesome, dude. I would do that. I am also a biker. I ride my bike to work every day, and I have two bikes. I have a standard bike with no gears. I use that for work, and I have a mountain bike which I use when I go biking in the woods. So it would be a challenge to meet Kyle Pounds in a bicycle race. I heard that he has asthma due to his habitual habits of marijuana smoking. So maybe I could outbike him. I don't know. So the second question is, what do you think about the Afro-Brazilian martial art capoeira? I have never been to Brazil, but I have read a lot about Brazil. It's a fascinating country, and the capoeira. I used to go to I went to the library and I lent a book about Brazil. I like these Lonely Planet guides, and there was a short episode about the capoeira there. And if you go to Brazil and you're a tourist, and there's a square in a Brazilian city, and you see these guys, they do the capoeira. It's like a martial art dance. They dance and they do these martial art moves. And when they see the tourists, obviously, when you have the sunglasses, you have the fanny pack, you have the camera, the Hawaii shirt, they see that you're a tourist. So they they come up to you and they do their dance and their moves, and you see this performance that they do, and you're so impressed about seeing these guys dancing and doing their moves. So they think you are a tourist and you think that, wow, that's great, guys, you do this excellent performance. For me, thank you very much. But the thing is, when they're done with their dance, they will become hostile and they will demand money from you. They won't let you see their performance for free. It's like a trap for tourists, a tourist trap. So if you go to Brazil and there are these dancing capoeira guys, you just go away. Don't look at them because they will demand money. So, do you exercise? Third question. Yes, I do. I have these weights, hand weights. These are, as you see, 3 kilos. That's about 6.6 pounds. So I'm not very muscular, but I like to work out. It helps me to cope with my work. I work at the nursing home, so I want to stay fit and strong. But I don't go to the gym. Have you ever, question number 4, have you ever considered moving out of Sweden? Scandinavia is very cold, the weather is bad, it's raining, the summers are short, and so I could picture myself in my golden years that I would live in a van somewhere along the Mediterranean. That would be great. But the most important thing in my life is my family, and I have children. So when I get older, I want to live close to them. I want to see them grow up. I want to be there for them. I don't want to abandon my children. I want, as I said. So I don't know. Maybe I would live. And my wife she doesn't like the camping life, so it's a dilemma. Maybe we'll see. I could imagine being living in a van for a couple of months, maybe abroad. When I get older, when I retire. So then there's the challenging questions there. Question number 5 and 6. So the last two questions, those are a little bit more difficult to answer. Question number 5: what do you think about the anthropogenic climate change? That's global warming. Global warming is caused by the emission of nitrogen oxides. And those come from the combustion engines from motor vehicles. A great deal of those emissions. And the nitrogen oxides, they cause the depletion of the ozone layer, and the layer is protecting Earth from the radiation from the sun. So there are actually holes in this layer now. But the depletion is greatest at the poles. So in Antarctica, South Pole, there is a larger hole, so the radiation is greater there from the sun. But the thing is that most time of the year there is no sun there, so it's completely dark. So and not many people live there. So and at the equator, the ozone layer, it's not that depleted. So and in the cold countries in the north, the radiation is greater where it's cold, so to speak. Yeah, it's a very difficult topic, but as I said, if you don't have the ozone layer, you don't have any protection. We are exposed to the radiation, and it causes skin cancer and diseases. So it's a problem that has to be solved, but we have to reduce the number of motor vehicles and replace these combustion engines with different type of engines, like electrical engines, and especially we don't have to depend on cars that much. So you should choose public transport when you go to work. I bicycle my way to work. I don't drive. I use my car. I don't use my car that much. Maybe 2 or 3 times a week. Go to the supermarket to do some shopping, groceries. The global warming means that the temperatures are rising all the time. And we have this idea that it's not that bad, because we want the weather to be nice and sunny. But the most perilous thing about global warming is that they have done some research. The scientists they have done research, and they have found out that the Gulf Stream is slowing down. They have drilled holes in the ice, and they have measured the speed of the Gulf Stream. So if global warming causes the Gulf Stream to slow down, that would be dangerous. I mean, that would be awful, because if you live in Scandinavia especially, we are very dependent on the Gulf Stream. The Gulf Stream, without the Gulf Stream, we would have very cold temperatures here. That would be, I live in a city, and it's on the same, pretty much on the same latitude as the northern territories in Canada, where it's, the Eskimos live. So with Arctic temperatures, and without that Gulf Stream, the weather would be ice cold all year round. So we don't want that to happen. Um, and the global warming causes climate change. I think the weather changes in cycles. About 10 years ago, there was a heat wave over Europe, and they saw experienced temperatures in the summer months was about 110 degrees Fahrenheit. 45 degrees Celsius. Was very hot. Many people, elderly people, sick people, they couldn't stand the heat and they died. So everyone thought that this is the future. It's going to become very hot, and we're not going to endure these high temperatures. But now it's back to normal again. So the weather is always changing, and that is not has nothing to do with the global warming. But if the Gulf Stream slows down, that's dangerous. That's not what we want. And then what else? We have question number. The last question was. Wait a minute. What do you think about peak oil and the resource depletion? Peak oil means that we have reached the maximum rate of petroleum extraction. So we will soon enter the terminal decline. There will be no oil in the future. So now we are very dependent on the oil. We need oil for the refineries so we can produce petrol for our motor vehicles. And you use oil to warm up your house, maybe. So as I previously said, we are we are too dependent on oil. We should use solar energy instead. Find new sources of energy, because the oil will not last forever. Although I think they have found oil in new places. The last question was about resource depletion. That means exhaustion of raw materials, as like fishing, deforestation, things like that. We use the resources of Earth, and that's a major problem. How can we lessen this depletion? And it's getting more and more because the population of Earth is increasing. And as the rainforests in South America and Brazil, they are diminishing. They are very, very soon gone. There are no rainforests left. So it's a threat to nature. But as the population of South America, of Brazil grows, they want new land. The farmers want land where they can grow their crops, so they have to cut down the trees. So they receive land where they can grow crops, as I said. And you have to decrease the population. That's the answer to that question. And there's no way we can stop this dangerous development, because deforestation that is occurring now, you can stop it because it's about money. whenever there is money to make, money talks, and the environment walks. You can't stop the development if there is money to make, because it's like unleashed capitalism and corruption, and that means that they will go on and cut down the trees, because there's such a huge demand for land. And people are hungry, and poverty, and Brazil, they want to solve their problems. They think that the environmental issues are not that important. Yeah, and out fishing, of course, in the oceans, also a problem. More people to feed, and there is not enough resources, so you have to do that like they do in China. You have to not let people multiply, breed at the rate we have now. Yeah, so that's my answers to the questions. I can go on forever and discuss this with myself. uh, so we'll see in the future what happens.